Meanwhile, the Judiciary Staff Union of Nigeria has suspended its strike and directed members to resume work on Wednesday, June 4, that's tomorrow. The industrial action, which began on Monday, June 2nd, was suspended following a series of meetings with representatives of the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Kudirat Kekere-Ekun, and other key stakeholders. In a communique issued after the meetings, Johnson said the suspension is to allow the CJN and stakeholders engage the federal government towards releasing judiciary funds within 1 month. The union's demands include the implementation of the 70,000 naira minimum wage and its arrears, a 25 to 35% salary increase, and payment of 5 months wage award and arrears. Well, joining us on Newsnight to discuss the recent industrial action by the union and to throw more light on the underlying grievances and demands, as well as the subsequent suspension of the strike, is Abdulrazak Yusuf, who is the chairman, Judiciary Staff Union of Nigeria, Abuja chapter. Thank you so much for joining us on Newsnight.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, workers deserve their wages, no doubt, but courts were locked, cases were delayed, people seeking justice were stranded. Was shutting down the court your only option?
No, shutting down the court is not the only option.
But you did?
Actually, the strike is the last resort that every trade union uses to get its demand. Before we arrive at this particular point of striking, we engage so many stakeholders. We engage the NJCU is the custodian of judiciary funds for disbursement to various judicial body and court. We discovered that the funds allocated for the judiciary has not actually been given to the NJCU for onward disbursement to judiciary bodies. And we try to make an effort to see how we can trace the resources that belong to us. As you rightly mentioned, the new national minimum wage, it is a law, and it must have to be complied. And every NGOs, MDAs, Ministry, Department of Agencies of Government have started enjoying. As a judiciary or its staffs, we ought to enjoy it. From the July 2024, we have not started enjoying that, and our members are agitating. We go to market with the same people that are enjoying this minimum wage. So we see there is need for us to call the government to release our funds to our various courts for our members to enjoy. Then we move forward to a very large extent to the meeting with the Honorable Minister of Labor and Employment, Honorable Megari Dingyadi. He intervened and he met with so many stakeholders, including the body of Jusun, to resolve this sensitive matter, because it has to do with something that belonged to us, rightfully belonged to us. And there was no result. The Honorable Chief Justice of Nigeria, Honorable Justice Kudirat Kekere-Ekun, also intervened. That was around January, February. And we gave her that confidence as the Chief Justice of Nigeria. And for your information, judiciary is an arm of government. Legislators, the executives have also enjoyed this minimum wage that we are talking about. Why the judiciary is left out? So this Honorable Chief Justice of Nigeria intervened. As law-abiding union members and staff of the judiciary, we accorded that respect and we decided not to go on any industrial action. That was around January, February. From that time frame to date, I think we have exhausted all necessary constitutional provisions for us to engage as labor union. So we strike, and we have seen the benefit of our striking, and in her own wisdom, she assembled all the accounting officers. What I mean by accounting officers in judiciary, that is the chief registrars of the court, from the Supreme Court of Nigeria down to customary court of the FCT. We discuss with them and other stakeholders that the funds need to be released by their effort and offices.
Right. Okay, I mean, it's interesting that you actually had some level of commitment with the same CJN, Kudirat Kekereekun, sometime in early this year. Again, she has intervened this time. Let me quote the reason why you called off your strike, based on what you call thorough deliberations with the CJN. I mean, help us understand what these thorough deliberations are. Were there any commitments from the Chief Justice of Nigeria? What are those commitments?
Yes, we commenced the industrial action on the 1st June, which was a Sunday, and actively we engaged the strike on Monday. And soon after we declared, our member pulled out from the system. The Honorable Chief Judge sampled her delegation, headed by the Secretary of Federal Judicial Service Commission, Hajia Mrs. Tukur, and we engaged with them. That was on Monday, the 2nd of June. And we could not conclude our discussion because it required a lot of things, and we need to see commitment, a reasonable commitment that will convince us as a union to reach into a particular agreement or ground of either to pull out or not. And we continue to this morning, and at a point around 2 or thereabout this afternoon, we have seen a lot of commitment both at the side of the Office of the Accountant General and the Honorable Chief Justice of Nigeria, and the delegation that was led by Mrs. Tukur, the Secretary Judicial Service Commission. And the union see reasons to put their signatures.
Yeah, but I'm interested in the particular commitments. What specific commitments did you get from the CJN or the officer you mentioned? Yes,
we saw a commitment, but at this particular time, it's a technical commitment that we need not to bring it out to the public.
Okay. Understandably so.
Abdulrazak Yusuf, Chairman, Judiciary Staff Union of Nigeria, Abuja Chapter. Thank you for being on the news.